My name is Kris Obrigewitsch, and I'm the president of the Trust for Sustainable Development. Spirit Bay is a new town, a seaside village that we're creating here on Vancouver Island. It's now the third town that we've created here in North America. It's 500 homes. It's a $500 million development that's going to be built over the next 10 years. Our group, the Trust for Sustainable Development, has been building new towns around North America for 30 years now. We find that we do a project for 5 or 10 years. We work with the top marketing firms out of New York or LA or Calgary or Toronto. We do our project, it gets packaged up with a bow, we move on to the next one, we start fresh every time. We really want to have more of a lineage in our storytelling. We want to use Spirit Bay and have Marc help us with Spirit Bay create this package that can be replicated as we move from this town to our next town to our next town, from development to development. Because so much of our storytelling is intrinsic to who we are. The Spirit Bay Developments is a $500 million development project. It's going to be built over the next decade. When you're working on a project this size, we have the vision intact for what we want to build out here. We know we're good storytellers. The problem we have is finding that right group, whether it's marketing and advertising together, that can bring that vision out systematically, programmatically, and deliver it in a cost-effective way. We had a great vision out here at Spirit Bay, and we had worked with a number of different marketing firms based out of Vancouver, based out of Alberta, that didn't quite get the passion of what we're trying to do from a sustainability point of view, and had a difficult time expressing the vision that we had in a way that made sense to us. Too often, when you're dealing with a marketing group, they come in and they overlay their own ideas over your vision. And it's a constant fight. Every month, every week, you're sitting down with your marketing group and you're fighting back and forth about, well, this is what we said. And they say, well, this is what you want to say. And they end up making you this generic representation of what they think you should be. The great thing about Marc is he understands what we're trying to do. And he can get right inside our heads and help us explain that vision in such a creative and such a fun way. And for us at Spirit Bay, the whimsy of this, of what we're trying to do, is what makes it so interesting and so much fun. And Marc certainly brings that to the table every time we meet with him. So the first thing we did was we worked with Marc to create this template, and then we started filling in piece by piece by piece, putting together the storytelling. So if David and I want to talk to like-minded people just like us, ranging in age and diversification across North America, how do we approach them? One of the things I really appreciate with Marc is after we have the storytelling done, as we're going from marketing into sales, there's still a process that's involved, which is that interaction between that sales team and all those marketing efforts. And there's a systematic approach that needs to be done, and there needs to be an understanding what that storytelling is and how you translate that into actual on-the-ground sales. Marc's been phenomenal to come in as part of those sales team meetings, to come in with that marketing group and bridge that gap that you often miss out, which is between your sales channels and all that marketing effort that you work so hard on. The next step after that is, once you have your stories in place, how do you start communicating that? How do you get it out to the broader public? And what Marc brought to the table was a really great, sophisticated approach to getting into social media. How do we get online? The reality is, traditional brick and mortar advertisements, although they work for the real estate business at large, things are changing. And we're not a bricks and mortar, old school newspaper advertising approach. We want to target right into people like us. We're trying something new out, which is what we've always loved about Marc, is the fact that he'll come in and he'll find that gap and he'll say, I think I've got a plug for it. And he'll come in and say, in our case in Spirit Bay, we want to find a better CRM program. We want to find a better way to interact on social media and integrate that into sales. If I were to recommend Marc to anyone, it would be the new group that's starting up, that's trying something different. If you're an innovator, if you're trying to jump that gap and cross that chasm as an early adopting group, Marc's your guy. He seems to just understand what it is to be an entrepreneur. He understands what it means to target a new market and a new audience. He can really figure it out.